I'm against it. Older man stops wedding. A minute later cops arrest groom. Story of the day. You're gorgeous, Myron told Hillary minutes after meeting her at a party for the first time. Hillary felt butterflies in her tummy when she saw him look at her from head to toe. It had been ages since a man last complimented her, and she couldn't recall what it felt like when a man held her hand while looking into her eyes. Her last relationship was nothing short of miserable because of her ex's anger issues. However, meeting Myron at her friend's party gave her a ray of hope. It made her feel she could try her luck again and date this man who looked at her like she was the most beautiful girl in the room. Myron stayed by her side the entire evening, cracking jokes while telling her everything about him. He wanted to impress her during their first meeting because he thought she was the perfect girl for him. The following day, Myron and Hillary met in a park, discussing their interests, goals, and life problems while walking together. The discussion only made them grow closer, compelling Myron to ask her for a date the next day. Hillary, I think you are the girl I have been looking for all this time, Myron said. Will you be my girlfriend? What? Hillary's hands went to her face, covering everything except her glistening eyes and forehead. She couldn't believe the man she had met 2 days ago wanted to start a relationship with her. Will you be my girlfriend? Myron repeated his question, looking into Hillary's eyes. Yes, she exclaimed and wrapped her arms around him. I'll be your girlfriend, Myron. Hillary was delighted to start a relationship with him because her last relationship had left her heartbroken. She believed Myron's love would help her heal, unaware he was keeping secrets from her. Soon, Hillary introduced him to her parents, and he took no time to win their hearts. He told them he had lost his parents at a young age and missed them a lot. Don't worry, Hillary's mother said. We are your parents now, okay? You can share everything with us. We're always here to support you. Hillary felt relieved when her parents accepted her boyfriend. Their approval made her believe she had made the right choice by dating him and thought she was ready to spend the rest of her life with him. The couple dated for 5 months before Myron made his next move. He took Hillary to an expensive restaurant on a date and knelt while everyone looked at him. Hillary, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to share all my happiness and sorrows with you, Myron said. Will you marry me? While others in the restaurant gasped, Hillary couldn't believe Myron had proposed to her in front of so many people. She felt her heart skip a beat when she saw him on his knees, looking straight into her eyes, waiting for an answer. Yes, Hillary said as she held his hands and pulled him up, wrapping her arms around him while tears trickled down her cheeks. She couldn't believe the man she loved the most wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Since Hillary was head over heels in love with Myron, she didn't feel that everything was happening too quickly. A man she had only known for 5 months suddenly wanted to be her life partner, but she couldn't sense that the timing of his proposal was too odd. However, when Hillary told her parents about it, a grain of doubt crept into their minds. They thought it was strange of Myron to propose to her too soon, but their suspicions vanished when they talked to him and saw how much he admired their daughter. Soon, the couple began preparing for their wedding, unaware that fate wouldn't allow them to tie the knot. During the preparations, Hillary noticed many things about her soon-to-be husband that she had never seen before. During one of the discussions, she noticed Myron was interested in the material side of things. I'm so excited about all the stuff people will bring us, he said, his eyes sparkling with greed. Although Hillary did not say anything to him then, she thought it was strange of him to think about the gifts. She wanted him to talk about their relationship, future, and how they would support each other after marriage, but it seemed like Myron was interested in other things. I guess he's just acting immature, Hillary thought, unaware of Myron's plans. A few days before the wedding, Myron came to Hillary's house and told her something she wasn't expecting. I think we should have a prenuptial agreement. What do you suggest? Yes, I think that's a smart decision, Hillary said after a moment's thought. We should be prepared for the worst. Exactly, Myron exclaimed. I think we should add a clause that states that if you initiate a divorce, you would have to pay up a fortune, he chuckled coldly. She thought it was strange of him to bring up a prenup, and she couldn't be entirely sure if he was joking about it. Later that day, Hillary called her lawyer and asked about the clause. She thought Myron was acting selfish, but the lawyer assured her this clause was quite common. "Don't worry, Hillary," the lawyer said. "The same rule would apply to Myron if he initiates divorce." "He would pay me the same amount?" Hillary asked. "Yes," the lawyer replied. Hillary felt relieved after talking to her lawyer and felt terrible for thinking Myron was greedy. She called him and said she was ready to sign the prenuptial agreement. However, another strange incident made her doubt his intentions. A few days later, Hillary was cleaning Myron's cupboards when she stumbled upon a divorce certificate with Myron's name. "What is this, Myron?" Hillary immediately confronted him. "You never told me you were married." "Hey, calm down," he replied. "It's not what you think. Trust me." "How much more are you hiding from me, Myron? We are getting married in a few days." Hillary yelled. "Listen to me," he held her shoulders and made her sit on the bed. "This marriage was a mistake. I was young and impulsive when I married this woman. It's in the past now and means nothing to me. Why should I believe you?" Hillary rolled her eyes and looked away. "I swear this marriage means nothing to me," Myron said. "All I want to do is forget about it, and that's the only reason I never told you about it. Trust me, honey. I'm marrying you in a few days, and I have no idea who you are." Hillary started crying. "I'm starting to doubt my decision now." "Come on," Myron hugged her. "You know how much I love you. Why would I ever lie to you, my love? Stop crying, please." Once again, Myron cleared Hillary's doubts through his magical words. He convinced her he wasn't keeping any secrets, but the truth was otherwise. A day before the wedding, Myron was talking to someone on the phone at Hillary's place. "If you mess it up, I won't be able to vouch for myself," he whispered, unaware that Hillary overheard him. Once he hung up, she asked him who he was talking to. "What you said sounded so suspicious," she said. "What's going on, Myron?" "That was my ex-girlfriend." Myron rolled her eyes. "She was threatening to show up at the wedding." "Really?" Hillary asked. "Yes," Myron said confidently. "She has lost her mind or something." Yet again, Myron had managed to deceive her, though Hillary's heart grew restless with each pang of doubt and suspicion. Little did he know she would learn about his true intentions sooner than he expected. Hillary woke up early on her wedding day and started getting ready. She was excited to marry the man of her dreams, but had no idea what awaited her inside the church. She couldn't wait to see what her groom looked like. Once she was ready, she went to the church with her family and was delighted to see how well everyone had dressed up for her big day. All her friends and family were waiting for her to walk down the aisle and stand beside Myron. She walked down the aisle holding her father's hand while everyone looked at her. Once she reached the altar, the priest began reading the wedding vows. Then, he asked the guests if anyone was against the marriage. "I am against this marriage," an unknown man shouted while walking down the aisle. "I can't allow Myron to marry this innocent girl." Suddenly, the guests started whispering amongst themselves while Hillary gasped in shock. She looked at Myron, who was staring at the man angrily. "I warned you, Myron, didn't I?" the man grumbled. "You refused to listen to me, so now you must bear the consequences." Suddenly, a team of police officers barged into the church while Myron tried to escape. However, he couldn't get away because the police had surrounded the church from all sides. They arrested and dragged him outside while Hillary kept asking Myron what was happening. "Where are they taking him?" she cried. "What have you done, Myron? Why don't you stop them?" Hillary collapsed on the ground and cried hysterically. Then, the man who had canceled her wedding walked toward her. "I'm so sorry for what you are feeling right now," he said. The police arrested Myron because he was accused of repeated fraud. "What?" Hillary gasped. "But how do you know that?" "I'm Myron's estranged father," the man said. "You can call me Mr. Brown." "But he said his parents had passed away." Hillary was shocked. I know he keeps lying to girls, Mr. Brown said. He cut ties with me when I discovered he was a professional gigolo and was looting girls by marrying them for money. What? Hillary couldn't believe her ears. I tried my best to stop him, but he never listened, Mr. Brown said. I had given up on him until the police knocked on my door one day asking me if my son lives here. Myron had given my address everywhere because he knew the police would come after him, Mr. Brown continued. I got so sick of this, but knew he wouldn't stop. His mother cheated on me the same way. It turned out that Mr. Brown had contacted Myron to warn him when he learned about Hillary. The father wanted his son not to play with Hillary's feelings, but Myron refused to listen. It was you who called him yesterday? Hillary asked. He lied to me that it was his ex-girlfriend. It was me, Mr. Brown said. Whatever Myron did in the past few months started making sense to Hillary. She finally understood why he had been acting so strangely. Thank you for saving me, Mr. Brown, she said. I owe you for saving me from getting robbed. Soon, Myron's case was taken to court, and the judge ordered him to compensate every woman he had conned. A few months later, Hillary received her share of the settlement but decided not to keep it. This is for you, Mr. Brown, she said while handing him the money. Thank you for saving me.